What is good mga champion, and welcome back to another video. I know a lot of you guys are fond of trading precious metals, particularly gold, right? But nevertheless, if you want to diversify your portfolio or look for any other opportunities out there, you may want to consider trading silver, all right? So again, like gold, silver acts as a safe haven as well for major investors. Bakit? During times of uncertainties, economical uncertainties, high inflation, and other geopolitical events. Okay? So, tandaan natin, these precious metals or as commodity serves as a hedge against inflation. So, as major investor, no, sabi natin, they can turn up to these precious metals para mag-store ng kanilang wealth. So, ibig sabihin, dun sila pupunta sa alam nilang subok na at the same time, magbibigay ng returns as time goes by. Alright? So, again, silver, like gold, also is being quoted against dollar. So, it is inversely proportional sa dollar index. So, ibig sabihin, kung pataas or strong ang dollar, bagsak ang silver. Alright? So, tandaan nyo, when it comes to volatility naman, no, silver, take note, has higher risk as compared to gold. Bakit? Silver is more volatile than gold in the sense that, tandaan natin, silver has more demand since it is being used in various industrial applications. Okay? Nandiyan yung mga electronic components, medical devices na pwedeng gamitin, and at the same time, some other technological research that uses silver in their applications. Okay? So, again, that is some information na pwede nyong i-consider when it comes to trading silver. Okay? And another thing, when it comes to correlation. Okay? Correlation, tandaan natin, when it comes to currency commodities such as Australian dollar. Okay? Australia is one of the largest contributor when it comes to producing silver as a commodity. So, ibig sabihin yan, it may affect the price of silver. I'm not saying it is directly proportional sa silver. It can only act as a factor para magbago yung price ng silver going up or going down. Okay? So, again, this is just some information, and I will show you how you can trade silver like any other currencies or commodity out there, same as gold. So, thank you so much to all my TFP VIP champion students all over the globe, subscribers, followers, and sa lahat ng sumusuporta. Alright, so without further ado, let's get straight to our charts. Alright, so what do we have here? Sabi nga natin, no, using just the basic KFP war system, what we can do first is know the market structure as a whole. Okay? So, again, silver is nothing special when it comes to trading. We also use the same method all over again following our TFP warrior system. Okay? So, market structure-wise, on a bigger scale, okay, tingnan natin, we can see that the market is currently on a consolidation phase. Diba? On a long-term perspective. But nevertheless, we can group this market structure into various trends para makita natin ano ba yung ino-offer ng market ngayon as an opportunity for us to trade it. Alright? So, if we're going to look sa kaliwa on that previous structure, we can say that the market went up, meron tayong higher low, higher high, and then nabasag ng market tong higher low. So, technically, meron na tayong transition of bearish movement around this level. Okay? So, ito yung ating bearish move. Alright? On the other hand, the market consolidated. Diba? Kung makita nyo, nagkaroon ng equal highs around this level, equal lows. So, more or less, this is the gray area for me na consolidation phase. So, i-group din natin yan as a consolidation. Okay? So, yan yung gray area natin. That serves as our gray area. Okay? So, nangyari lang yung bullish momentum or change of momentum nung nabasag na ng market on this impulsive move yung ating lower high. So, tandaan natin, from this market structure, nagkaroon ng weakness, lower high, and then nagkaroon ng equal highs. So, this group serves as the lower high nung gray area na yan. Okay? So, ngayon, we are now in the bullish impulsive move. So does this mean na mag-trade na tayo as a buy? No one knows yet if we have satisfied yung rules natin sa system. Okay? Kaya we have to note na bago tayo mag-trade ng any other currencies or precious metals, we have to look for the market structure. Okay? So, kung makita nyo, meron tayong downtrend, consolidation, and uptrend. Okay? So, again, alisin ko lang to. But aware tayo that this is an uptrend as of now. Okay? So, what can we do right here? Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dyan na mag-matter, nasa ang key level ka. So, if we're going to look sa market sa kaliwa, okay, even though na ang market is uptrend, I am now sitting currently saan? Sa resistance. Kung makita nyo, meron tayong reaction. And if we're going to look at the past historical data, maraming reactions na nangyari as well dito sa market na to. Makita nyo. Right? So, may multiple reactions. So, ibig sabihin, this is a significant level of resistance as of now. Even though the market is, what? Bullish. So, ibig sabihin, nasa ceiling yung market price. But, in order for us to look for opportunity, that is the time we look for confluences. And then, I will add trend lines. Okay? Delete ko lang to. So, ang trend line natin is simply from this point of origin going up. Okay? So, aware tayo that the market is sitting now, what? Nandito tayo nakapaloob sa loob ng triangle na to. So, do we have any long-term opportunities as a buy or sell? So, again, kailangan ma-satisfy natin yung rules as confluences. So, where will I mark my key level support? Kasi ang resistance natin nandito, di ba? Ang support naman, to make it more simple, is use the previous day candle low. Okay? Tandaan natin, yung high ng previous candle is ito, acting as resistance. Yung previous daily candle low will act as your support. Tandaan nyo, it might be weak lang saan? Sa daily time frame, but pag pumunta tayo ng lower time frame, it will be broken down into various candles, which means may mga reactions doon along the way that serves as what? As a support level. Okay? So, plus, if we're going to look sa kaliwa, di ba? Siyempre, may mga multiple reactions din na nangyari coming from the past. So, ibig sabihin, this is really a significant level of support from this previous day low. Okay? That's how we plot our higher time frame support. So, may reactions dito from the past. Okay? May reactions dito. That is ang resistance from these two candles na naging support now. So, again, we now know nasaan tayo sa higher time frame. So, ibig sabihin, do we have any opportunity as a buyer or sell? Okay? That's the time magkakaroon lang tayo ng analysis using our HPT zones. Okay? So, pa-plot natin yung ating HPT zones. Okay? As a sell and buy. Bakit dyan yung area na nilagay ko? Okay? Take note, as confluences dun sa ating system and satisfying our system rules, kailangan at least 2 meron tayong confluence. Kung selling ako, I must be below counter trend and support and below resistance. So, ito yung trading area ko for a long-term move ng silver going down. On the other hand, kapag ka naman buying, is simply, kailangan kumawala siya dito sa consolidation phase, dito sa resistance, and mag-react siya dito sa aking confluence of above support and above trend line support. So, this is an area of long-term buying opportunity. But as of now, ang pinoprovide ng market ngayon is we only have this range for a tradable area. We never know whether the market will go down or go up unless we look for confirmation sa lower time frame. Okay? That's the time I will go down sa mas mababang time frame natin. Like any other charts na ginagawa ko. Okay? So, using multi-time frame analysis. So, I will now go down sa 4 hours to look for possible tradable opportunities. Okay? So, makita natin, ito yung view ngayon saan? Sa aking 4 hours. So, kung makita nyo, yung market is playing around this triangle sa ilalim. So, this is a non-HPT zone. Lahat na anything na nag-criss-cross, you don't want to trade on that level kasi there will be a lot of consolidations and false signals kahit magkaroon pa yun ng mga confirmation candles. Dahil we'll never know whether the market will break out in this non-HPT area. Gusto natin clear at obvious yung yung area of zone natin. Okay? Sa 4 hours, significantly, kung gusto kong magkaroon ng buy or sell opportunity, I will use the previous 4-hour highs and lows. Simple as that. Same as what I'm doing before. So, ang previous 4-hour candle ko is ito. Diba? Ito yung highs. That will serve as the resistance later on. sa mas mababang time frame, and yung lows natin ay ito, which is aligned dito sa ating daily support. Diba? Okay, so hindi ko na kailangan bilugan yan. So meaning, if in order for me, as 4 hours, diba, tandaan nyo, this is a non-HPT area. Ayokong mag-trade pag nagwawasiwas yung mga trend lines or support resistance. So, ang gusto natin, kung magde-day trade man ako, ayoko mag-trade around this level. Kung selling, gusto ko makawala siya dito sa daily counter trend line support and must be returning to this that will act as a resistance in the future if ever mabasag yan. Okay? Ito kasi yung daily support natin, yung previous day low natin. Okay? So, again, I don't want to trade any of this area. Okay? So, ang gusto kong mangyari, mabasag to pareho, then magpunta siya dito. Reactions, then that's the only time I'll look for opportunities. Long-term and day trade as well. So, as of now, ang market is sitting sa support. Okay? Sa support. And I have the previous 4-hour, itong resistance natin. Ito yung previous 4-hour high that will act now as my resistance. Okay? And then yung ilalim naman is my previous 4-hour low that will act now as my support. Diba? Which is also in confluence with my daily support. Okay, alam naman natin yan. So ngayon, is there any significant structure para i-trade natin to? For me, mahirap i-trade at the same time, parang kukunti yung clues. So, that's the time I will go down sa mas mababang time frame. Hour naman ako, nasan ako sa daily. Hour ako, nasan ako sa 4 hours. So, it gives me a bigger picture where am I at the current market. Okay, sa 1 hour, tingnan natin if we can look for opportunity. So, yan, kahit pa paano nagkaroon ng structure. And, okay, if I'm going to add confluences, okay, that's the time I will now use trend lines. Okay, kasi meron namang structure dyan. Okay, so how can I look for opportunity given this 1 hour? Same thing. If you want to go and look for opportunity sa execution time frame nyo, like the 5 minutes, kasi tandaan nyo, wala akong opportunity sa daily. X na yung swing. Wala akong opportunity sa 4 hours. X na yung ating day trade. Sa 1 hour, can we look for opportunity? Again, I will plot my previous highs and lows sa previous 1 hour candle. Okay, ito yun. Since volatile naman tong silver, okay, there are a lot of potential na kumita ka rin na malaki like gold. Kasi small move nito has a lot of pips na rin na pwedeng igalaw na market. So, since volatile yan. So, ito yung previous, tandaan nyo, H1 high. Ito yung H1 high natin ng previous candle. Okay? That will act as a resistance and previous H1 low. Okay? That will act as a support. Okay? Pero kailangan natin ng confirmations at confluences pagdating sa system rules natin, di ba? So, now is the time para bumaba ako ng lower time frame to make it more logical pagdating sa execution. Okay? So, ngayon, aware ako, nasan ako sa daily, 4 hours, 1 hour. So, I can scale down sa 5 minutes to look for a better opportunity as a trade. Okay? So, tingnan natin yung structure. See, the market now has in a consolidation phase. Aware tayo dyan. Diba? So, ayaw natin dito kasi nagwawasiwas yung price sa support, resistance, the same time trend line. So, this is a non-HPT trading area for me. Okay? So, nasa non-HPT zone tayo. So, I'll use this as red. So, nasa non-HPT area pa tayo. So, ibig sabihin, no trade as of now. Nevertheless, okay, ang goal natin, if tayo ay magbabay, we need to break through this, di ba? Counter trend line resistance, okay, sa lower time frame. But since meron tayong equal highs dito, di ba? So, i-adjust nyo na yung trend lines nyo. Okay? Dito. Tama? Coming from this point, okay, in-adjust ko siya dito, yung latest high ng market, which is ito. So, kung makikita nyo, di ba? This serves as my resistance. Itong consolidation phase na yan. Diba? Yan din yung previous 1 hour. Take note. Ito yung H1 high ko. Previous H1 high. So, this will act as my resistance. So, if ako ay bibili, I must be above nitong resistance. I must be above nitong trend line. Ito yung trend line support. So, meaning, ang HPT ko ngayon, o on a high probability trade is dito for a buy. Diba? Kita nyo, plus another major confluence na pwede mangyari if kung wala yan is you must be above nitong trend line resistance to be broken. So, you need to break this trend line resistance. Ibig sabihin, gusto kong kumawala dyan. So, I must be above 3 levels. Counter trend line resistance, trend line support, at the same time, horizontal support. So, meaning, pag nagpunta din yung price, nag-breakout, nag-correct, as you pull back, I will take a long trade with a 1:3 risk to reward ratio as a scalp. Okay? So, that's the opportunity. I am eyeing now for silver for a buy position. Nevertheless, kung selling naman, okay, kung selling, tignan nyo, medyo tight yung selling area natin. So, delete ko lang po itong mga red lines. Okay? Medyo tight yung selling area natin. Bakit? Considering nasa 9 HP tayo, I don't want to trade dito sa area na yan. At the same time, meron tayong support, which is aligned sa another support. So, meaning, ipit ka dito. So, what you can do is simply, kailangan mabasag ito ng market. Yan. And you must be below certain levels. So, ibig sabihin yung price, kailangan makawala mo na dito, breaking this support level. And breaking the support level, at the same time, you are now below this horizontal support. So, you can also manage to break this counter-trend support. So, you have now two confluences. And lastly, you are below this trend line resistance. So, these levels, so meaning ang HPT mo for a short-term sell ay nandito. Okay, same nung sa ating higher time frame. So, may buying opportunity ay nandito pa as a scalp, and my selling opportunity is nandito pa. So, again, right now, the market is in a non-HPT zone, non-tradable area for me, based sa system. So, I don't want to trade as of now. Okay? Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo, ano yung mga areas kung saan pwede kayo mag-trade. So, ang advantage kasi ng system na to, basic system, is to know, okay, saan yung potential trading areas nyo para hindi kayo mawala pagdating sa pag-analyze sa market. Some people might find it confusing sa mga trend lines, support resistance, but nevertheless, kaya ko nga in-scale down from top-down analysis, higher time frame pababa, para makita nyo saan nanggaling itong mga support at resistance, itong trend lines ko, diba? And that will serve as your level or guide para magkaroon kayo ng confluences, okay? So again, coming from higher time frame, okay, nakakuha tayo ng possible opportunity short-term dahil we analyze daily, 4 hours previous candle highs and lows, and 1 hour previous highs and lows. So currently, the market is sitting in between this tight squeeze. Pero again, if you know what you're doing, you may still look for opportunity. So you still have a lot of space. Even though nasa tight squeeze kayo, marami pang pwedeng igalaw yung market, di ba? Okay? So these are all your areas. But nevertheless, I don't want to trade in this consolidation. So you have an option A, you have an option B, you have an option C. Alright? So that is your opportunity whenever you want to trade and look for opportunities from these precious metals. Short-term trade, but it will give you significant returns dahil napaka-volatile nito. So, although you might need to consider as well high risk pagdating sa opportunities. Alright? So again, this is just a lesson for you guys to diversify not only your portfolio but also your knowledge when it comes to looking for opportunities. So again, take note, always practice and be aware of proper risk management whenever you want to trade precious metals and other commodities na pwede nyo i-trade. Alright? Thank you so much to all my TFE VIP champion students all over the globe, subscribers, followers, and sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta. So, yun lang. God bless and see you all on the next videos.
So, I just want to inform and announce that our TFE VIP champion student private Discord community is already up. And yeah, here we have several channels wherein we share our technical trading ideas among each other. And of course, we also have our weekly trade ideas para sa ating mga weekly forecast para sa mga currency pairs. And some announcement section. And of course, since tayo ay global, of course, we have other students as well na galing sa mga ibang bansa overseas. So, here we introduce ourselves and introduce kung saan tayo galing, sa bansa tayo ngayon, OFW man o hindi. But nevertheless, this is a healthy community para mag-share ng mga trading ideas para sa inyo guys. And hopefully, I will be putting up a server publicly para sa mga baguhan naman and those mga followers and subscribers natin. Alright? So, yeah, this is just a minor announcement, and hopefully, guys, you can join us and make this community grow, lalo na sa ating mga estudyante nag-aaral. Alright, guys? So, mga baguhan pa lang. But nevertheless, everyone here wants to learn, wants to make profit from the market, but as much as possible, we're all equal in the eyes of the market. Alright, guys? So, that would be it. So, yun lang. And thank you very much. Alright, bye-bye.